Hello everyone, my name is Nathan Medawar, and today I am going to teach you how to juggle. Juggling is a sport that is based around the concept of object manipulation. And object manipulation is the idea of taking multiple objects, such as 3 balls, and throwing them and moving them in different ways to create different shapes and different patterns. When juggling, it is important to use objects that are all the same size and weight. Juggling can consist of 2 balls, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on, depending on how advanced you are. Today, we're going to focus on 3-ball juggling. And we're going to learn a basic trick that is called a cascade. A cascade is a trick that consists of 1 ball in the air at all times, while the other 2 are being rotated between your hands. You're going to be catching them and then throwing them. One of them will always be in the air, the other 2 will be catching and receiving, basically. So, when juggling, like I said before, it's important that you have objects that are all the same size and weight. Also make sure that it's something that you are comfortable throwing and catching. For this example, I'm using baseballs. A baseball is a good weight, it's a good size, it's easy to catch, easy to throw, and it doesn't really hurt your hand when you catch it. Something good to start with maybe would be a tennis ball, or if you have multiple hacky sacks or something that's lightweight and easy to catch and easy to throw. Also, when juggling, it's very important to be mindful of the space that is around you. If you've never juggled before, I would recommend that you start outdoors, somewhere where you do not have a ceiling, somewhere where you don't have to worry about knocking anything over or hurting anything or hurting anybody else. And when you begin your juggling journey, it's important to have a good attitude and just try to stay positive. It can be pretty challenging, but once you grasp the main concept of how juggling works, it begins to be a lot more fun, and then you want to keep learning and keep adding to your list of tricks. To start juggling, we're going to start with 1 ball, then we'll move to 2, and then we'll add the 3rd ball. So for this first example, we're going to do a volley. Just back and forth, throw the ball from your left hand to your right hand, and your right hand to your left hand. Just get used to the size and the weight of the object that you're going to be using. After you've done that, pick up a second object, and then you're going to start to learn how to juggle with 2 balls. It's important to learn how to juggle with 2 before you go to 3. And you'll find out exactly why that is when we add the 3rd ball. So, to start with 2, I'm going to do the same exact volley, just throwing the ball back and forth between my hands. Right to left, left to right. But when I throw this ball to my left hand, now I have 2 in this hand. And when I'm juggling, I can't have more than 1 ball in my hand at the same exact time. So I have to throw the other ball before I catch the first one. When juggling, it's a good idea to number the balls in your head. So I'm going to start with my right hand because I'm right-handed, and I would prefer that you start with whatever hand you're dominant with. I'm going to start with my right hand and call this ball 1, and I'm going to call this ball in my left hand ball 2. So I'm going to throw ball 1 first and catch it with my left hand. But before I catch it with my left hand, I have to throw ball 2 to my right hand. So for example, it'll look something like this. I'm going to throw 1, then I throw 2. I throw 1, then I throw 2. After I've done that, I'm going to start with my opposite hand. Start with my left hand, throw ball 1 to my right hand, and then I'm going to throw ball 2 to my left hand. It'll look something like this: 1, 2, 1, 2. After you've done that, try to do them back to back and forth, so it continues a continuous motion of throwing these balls from right to left and left to right. For example, it'll look something like this: 1, 2, 1, 2. Right to left, left to right, left to right, right to left. Once you've done that, try to do it faster, and then when you get it back and forth, it'll look something like this. After you've completed that step, pick up the third object and start with two objects in your dominant hand. So for this example, I'm going to start by doing the same exact thing we just did. That way it's still fresh in your mind and it's something that you already know how to do. So I'm going to start by throwing this outside ball first, and then I'm going to throw the opposite hand ball. After I do this, I have to get rid of this third ball. But to start off, we're going to do exactly what we just did before. I'm going to throw the right to the left and the left to the right. Then I'll start with two balls in this hand, throw the outside ball first, and then throw the opposite hand ball to your other hand. That way you have two in this hand. Like I said before, juggling does not consist of two balls in one hand, but for this example, we're showing you this so you get comfortable doing something you already know how to do. But we still have to add this third object into the mix. So for the Cascade, we're going to treat this outside ball as ball 1. This is going to be ball 2 in my left hand, and this is going to be ball 3 on the inside of my right hand. The reason for that is because I numbered them in the order that you throw them. So I'll throw 1 first, then I'll throw 2, and then I'll throw 3. So to start off, we do exactly what we just did before. Throw 1, then we throw 2. We throw 1, then we throw 2. But now I have to throw 3. So the next step is to throw 1, 2, and then 3. And then catch it. And then start all over again using the opposite hand. Throw 1, 2, and then 3. 1, 2, 3. After you do that, try to do it consistently, one after another, and then that is completing the trick called a cascade. It'll look something like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I can start by using my left hand, 1, 2, 3, or I can start by using my right hand and move it back and forth. After you've done that, you have completed your first juggling trick. So congratulations. If you have any questions or any concerns, definitely comment on the video. If you have any questions on how to do one step, definitely rewatch this. Make sure that everything is clear to you when you're doing this. Like I said before, start with 1, move to 2, and then add the third ball. Make sure you have enough space around you, make sure you have objects that you're comfortable with, and most of all, make sure that you're having fun. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your guys' time.